Hi, this is Leigh from Nice Shoes, No Drama, and I'm here today again to interview Jeff Kinney, author of Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the best-selling series. The newest book in the series released yesterday, book 6, called Cabin Fever, and Jeff is here in Washington, D.C. at Politics Prose to share this huge, fabulous, blizzard-filled experience with all kinds of cheese touch loving kids. So stay tuned, I'll have more from Jeff in just a few minutes. Leigh Macdonald, I'm from Nice Shoes, No Drama, and I'm here again today with Jeff Kinney, like the author who just doesn't stop, truly. He has authored now 6 books in the Diary of a Wimpy Kid series, 2 movies, and as I understand it, the next one has already been filmed, or in the process of filming?
Yes, we actually wrapped it in over the summer, and it's coming out August 3rd of next year.
August 3rd of next year?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's start at the top. Last year you did your very first Macy's Day Parade.
Yes.
How was that?
That was really cool. What was funny was that I haven't gotten to experience that fully yet because we went, we ended up watching it as tourists, and it was like crowded streets, and we were kind of looking up with everybody else, not a good vantage point. And so this year we're actually going to be walking the book, myself and my brothers.
Oh, both your brothers?
Yeah, both my brothers.
Oh, how cool. So what about your sister?
I don't think she wanted to do it. She's going to be watching it from the grandstands.
I can understand that. I can understand. So did you have this sort of, even as watching it as a tourist, did you have this feeling like, I cannot believe this is happening to me?
Right.
Because you're such a real
oh, thank
person.
you very much.
So did you have that, like, wow, this is crazy?
I did. You know, I drew the image for it on my phone, or I drew it on a piece of paper, took a picture with my phone, and then it became real, you know, in the balloon form. So it was really cool to see it go from just a doodle to a real 3D object.
A doodle, what was it, like even on a napkin or something?
It may have literally been on a napkin.
That's awesome. Now, when I interviewed you last November,
yeah,
you told me that you envisioned that that Greg would be in middle school forever. Is that still the plan?
Yes, that's still the plan.
That seems, from a logistics standpoint, like ever so slightly challenging, especially since you're like we're now 7th grade. Like, how do you envision doing that?
I just won't ever acknowledge that, you know, he's moved on. I think like Charlie Brown and characters like that have a first day in school every year, but they don't move on. There's something about cartoon characters that allows you to kind of
have that freedom.
Suspend your disbelief, right?
That's cool. So maybe will there be fewer references to grades?
Yes, in fact there are never any references to grades.
But I thought that the last straw, like in the movie, I thought that's where there was a reference to 7th grade.
In the movie, it's a little bit different. That world, it's harder to get away with not acknowledging grades.
Okay, I see. Now, the Kinney Family Foundation. Can you tell us a little bit about that? I talked to your mom about it, but I didn't get a sense of what it does, how people can get involved, that kind of thing. I also found some grants that were issued by the foundation, but I just want to know more about it, and I'm sure viewers and family fans do too.
Sure. My mother dreamt up the Kinney Family Foundation, and what we've been doing is helping people in the community in Virginia, mostly, and some in Maryland, and so that was her idea, and we're helping pitching in for that.
So it's very local to the D.C. metropolitan area.
Yes, it is.
What about Massachusetts?
No, we haven't gone up to
done there yet.
I'm the only person who lives in Massachusetts, so everybody else is local to this area.
So since the last straw has wrapped, because that was one of my questions earlier, since the last straw has wrapped, you know what's in and not in.
Right.
But we have some particular questions. For example, the hovercraft scene, which actually is only blueprints, and the Greg in the underwear. Please tell us those are in.
Unfortunately, neither of us are in. I'm sorry. Not everything can get in. And in fact, the movie is going to be called Dog Days. It's going to be a summer movie.
Lost, right? It's
yeah.
not going to be Lost Draw.
Right, that's right. So they merged two movies together.
Two books into one movie.
Yeah.
I see. Very cool. Now, we've talked about this quote before. Well done is better than well said. We
Yes.
talked about it last time, but
Right.
it lingers in my mind somehow. And is that, because what you said when we talked last year is you thought, listen, I shouldn't really talk about the fact that I have this book series that I'm working on until I'm just like going to do it until it's done.
Yes.
So, but is that the kind of advice you would give to sort of an aspiring writer? Do you think that, like, sort of the support of people around them? What's your theory on when someone says,
Right.
I think I want to write a book, what do you say to them?
If somebody said, I think I want to write a book, I'd have a simple thing. I'd say, turn off the television. I'd say that it's, TV, there's so much entertainment, and a lot of it is really good these days.
That reality stuff is crazy.
Right, and it just sucks you in,
Right.
Nothing eats up your time more than television and video games, actually.
Now, how about sharing it with other people? Would you keep it close like you did, or would you tell people?
That's a good question. I don't have a temperature on how things are going to go now, because it's very easy to get an audience now because of Facebook and the web, but it's easy to get a small audience. I don't know what the future of getting a large audience is. I don't know if it's going to be online or if it's in print or some whole new device. So it's hard for me to get a sense. I don't know if I'm going to have success as an author in the future.
I think you can rest assured that you will.
I don't know.
And I mean, the first book had like what, 1 million hits a month or something crazy before it was ever published, right? Like so many
Yes.
people were reading it online. So you had
Yes.
such a following before it was even mainstream.
That's true. Yes.
Huge following. Okay, what's the hardest part about being a writer?
Always having writer's block. I can't, that's difficult. And then it's also very tough to be away from my family, because this kind of thing takes me away from my family when I'm touring, and I'm missing a lot of their childhoods.
Are you still the third string soccer coach?
I'm now, actually, I've
Or like
moved up
third
in the
string
world.
basketball coach or something?
Right. I was third string soccer coach again this year, this
Very
season.
cool.
But I'm now the Cub master of
You are not.
the pack, the whole pack.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Do you have like a special thing?
I
that
do.
goes
I
on
have
your
a badge.
sleeve? Excellent.
Commands respect.
I totally love that. Okay, now one of the things, last question, one of the things that I know is important to you, and I hope you hear it enough, but you're very mindful of the fact that you would like to encourage young people to become readers. That's,
Yes.
I know, one of your goals. And, my son Jake, who you've met
Yes.
before, a friend of his and a hockey buddy, and then another friend of his who's a neighbor, two of them, they're both here actually, I would love for them to come up,
Hey.
but you're single-handedly responsible, according to their parents, for making them become avid readers.
That's great.
And they were kids who kind of, it was that 30-minute requirement at night that was really kind of painful.
Yes.
And for both Kyle and Mason, you were the like thing that pushed them over the edge and made
That's
them want to
great.
read. So kudos and thank you.
Thank you. Well,
Thank
thanks
you.
for your great
You're
questions.
so
I
great.
appreciate it.
Thank you. That's right.
Yeah,
Thank you,
it
Jeff.
happens all the time.
You're kind of Greg in another role.
All right. Thank you so much.